Would you trust the army of Israel to protect you and your property in Brazil, or anywhere else for that matter? You've probably already heard of hostile architecture, but in São Paulo, most people live in high-rise towers that you access going through what I can only describe as paramilitary security clearance. This goes beyond hostile architecture. This is carceral urbanism, which produces the very poison it claims to be the cure of. And making a fortune out of that poison is a mafia of extremely lucrative private security companies invading the public space. I am in front of the headquarters of Haganah, one of the main private security companies in São Paulo. If I show you their logo and you think that it looks like a Star of David, you wouldn't be wrong. See, Haganah is not exactly a Tupinamba indigenous word. Haganah was the name of the Zionist paramilitary organization during the British mandate in Palestine, which was later renamed to become what we now know as the Israeli occupation forces. The connection between the Brazilian company and the IOF is not me making a baseless accusation. It's literally their selling point.
O sistema foi desenvolvido em Israel, com exclusividade para Haganah, e vai possibilitar uma triagem e controle de acesso ainda mais eficazes.
As Haganah was co-founded by Chen Gilad, a former IOF soldier. In Rio, the security startup Gabriel was ordered to remove hundreds of their surveillance camera from the public space because it was found to have created a clandestine WhatsApp info network sharing private information with the Rio police. São Paulo, though, is totally fine with it apparently, and that is despite the suspicion that the recorded footage could be used by organized crime groups like drug traffickers and militias to gather data. The product that Haganah is the most proud of is Sabra, an AI assistant on WhatsApp that sends a QR code to your guests so that they can come and visit you once you've provided all of their personal details to the private company. Oh, and by the way, the sweet name Sabra is also the name of an Israeli army tank manufactured by Elbit System. No biggie. I've already explained in previous videos how carceral urbanism gave a false impression of safety, but in reality only created private fortresses, reducing human interactions and therefore making the public space more violent and dangerous for everyone. In this context, you can see how the connection between militarized private companies and an army currently committing genocide, training its troops on urban warfare on Palestinian civilians for decades, is far from being a coincidence. It's an ideological convergence of interests. At this point, the analogy literally writes itself.
Não lute contra o bandido dentro da sua casa. Faça isso do lado de fora. E por isso que nós posicionamos os nossos homens ainda do lado de fora, fora das nossas fronteiras, onde nós temos que fazer a verificação e somente deixar entrar aquelas pessoas que já foram verificadas.
Haganah is not even the only private security company here in São Paulo using the Star of David as their logo. Apparently, it's a trend here to co-opt the symbol of an entire religion in the name of a fascistic military dystopian surveillance fantasy. The very kind of dangerous white supremacist nationalist association that Zionist propaganda is based on, which has nothing to do with Judaism, but is currently fueling anti-Semitism around the world.